This video tour is to explore the ZeroCode platform to access machine learning models. We will explain how to use the apps on the ZeroCode platform. You could log in from here in simple 2 steps and launch the model from the model list page. In this video, we will take you through to use regression app. When you look at the regression app, you will notice that it looks different from the data pre-processing app. Let me walk you through the options given in this particular app. On the left side, you have an option to upload the data. So what we are going to do is browse to the location where the data is. In this case, we will see where we have data on the local drive. Once data upload is complete, we would like to check the Data Summary tab to see if data is uploaded correctly. You can look at the data which you have uploaded. You can see observations and more observations. Now the next thing you would like to check is the summary statistics. Summary statistics has 2 parts. Here in the first part of the summary, you can see various numerical values such as mean, standard deviation, and the median of different variables like price. Below the numerical summary, you can see a summary of category variables. Now here is a thing to talk about for few moments. If you see here, category variables are shown on the below left side. The app itself figures this out. The app is smart enough to scan the data, and if it finds any character in the column, it lists that column under category variables. Now there is another thing to note. There can be a category variable, but it takes numerical value. For example, a categorical variable might have numerical values as 1 or 0 as a proxy for yes or no. Since the app looks for characters in the column, it will interpret these category variables having proxy values as numerical variables. In these cases, we have to help the app by selecting this variable as a category. Then, the app will know that this variable has to be put in the category. As you can see, this numerical variable is now in the summary of category variables. Now below that, you will see the missing values. So if there is any missing value in the data, the app will specify the rows where it finds the missing data. Here app has the option to impute the missing values or drop the rows with missing values. The next tab here shows the basic statistics of the dataset. Here you can view the histogram of different variables. For example, this is the histogram of the price. Below this, you would see a figure wherein a correlation between different variables can be seen. It can tell you how the price is related to the sales volume. Here the price is on the x-axis and the sales volume on the y-axis. This graph gives an idea about the pattern in price change with respect to change in sales volume. Below it, you can see correlation values. As in some cases, the correlation value is negative. A negative value of correlation means the variables are negatively correlated. The strength of the correlation comes from the number given in the correlation table below it. That is the way we will know how variables are related to each other. After we have verified the correctness of the data upload and seen the summary and statistical exploration of data, the next thing we would like to do is to run the OLS. Before going further into it, first we would need to know what is our y variable. As in this case, the y variable we want to select is the price variable. Then we would need to select independent variables that can affect the price. Then we also need to tell the app about the categorical variables. Once we have figured out which model to run, we will go to the OLS Summary tab. Here on top, you will see the y variable, which we selected for prediction, the model output, and coefficients values. It will also tell you how accurate our model is by interpreting the value of the R-square. In the other tab, you would like to see the residual plot. Here you can see the plot of the predicted price and the actual price. The distance between the predicted value represented by the point and the actual values here will tell you about the deviation between predicted and actual values, called error. As you can see, this plot shows errors for all the observations present in the dataset. In the ideal case, these points will fall on the line signifying 0 error. Still, in reality, we know that models are an approximation of the actual data, and predicted value is never equal to actual data. But it tells you how close we are to actual data. Here on top, you can see mean squared error. This is the sum of the square values of the error as the difference in predicted and actual values. This will tell how good our model is. If the model is doing very well, then this number will be very small. Now the other tab is the prediction tab. Here you will see the predicted values, and in this column, you will find values from the dataset, and the difference in two values is given as an error. Now comes the last step. We will use the model to predict value on the new dataset. We will browse from here to upload new data, and again you can see the correctness of data upload and how many observations are there. If the y variable is present in this data, you could see it here, and if not present, you will not see y variables. In your case, you may like to predict the price in the future, so your new data will not have a y variable. So after you upload the new data, check the correctness of the uploaded data, see its variables and then run the model to see the predicted values in Prediction tab. This is how you could use the ZeroCode apps to explore your data, select and train the models and predict the expected output variable.